What if your perfectionism isn't protecting your reputation? It's destroying your capacity. And what if the very thing you think makes you valuable is actually keeping you invisible? Perfect symmetry is death. Look at nature. No tree grows perfectly straight. No river flows in perfect lines. The asymmetry is what makes it alive. Every failure you've survived, it's gold. Every mistake that's taught you something, it's gold. Every time you've been broken and rebuilt, it's gold. Your perfectionism isn't protecting you, it's hiding your gold. You've been told perfectionism is a strength. You call it high standards. Maybe you call it attention to detail. But what if the most expensive lie you've ever believed is that? What if your perfectionism isn't protecting your reputation? It's destroying your capacity. And what if the very thing you think makes you valuable is actually keeping you invisible? If you're exhausted from performing perfection, if you're the one polishing work that's been done for weeks, if you're terrified that one visible flaw will expose you, then let me tell you about two songs that changed everything I believe about excellence. See, years ago, I had the chance to write a song for an album. There was one song I worked on for over a year. A year. Blood, sweat, and tears. I rewrote lyrics dozens of times, changed melodies, adjusted every syllable. I thought through it. This is going to be my masterpiece. I'll never forget this. Then right before the deadline, we needed one more track. So in one day, yeah, you heard me, one day, I wrote something. Raw, unpolished, imperfect, not that great. I was almost embarrassed to show it. The album released, my perfect year-long song, it did fine. The song I wrote in a day got featured in a magazine with this new song or new artist of the year. And I was so frustrated. I was confused. I was angry. How could something I threw together in hours outperform something I perfected for a year? I carried that confusion until 2018. I went to Japan, one of my favorite countries in all the world. And in Kyoto, I walked by a workshop. I watched an artisan deliberately press his thumb into a perfect bowl, creating an indentation. "Why did you ruin it?" I asked through my translator. He smiled and taught me something that changed a lot of how I've actually lived my life and how I understand both excellence and work. Not one concept, but three principles that day transformed my entire approach to this belief. See, the artisan explained, perfect symmetry is death. Look at nature. No tree grows perfectly straight. No river flows in perfect lines. The asymmetry is what makes it alive. See, my one-day song had, the Japanese would call it Fukinsei. It leaned, it breathed, it was beautifully unbalanced. My one-year song was perfectly symmetrical and perfectly dead. In your work, where are you forcing symmetry that's killing the life that you want to create? Where could strategic asymmetry make your work more powerful and not less? See, Sarah was a marketing director I worked with. She had been sitting on a campaign for months, making them perfect. When she embraced Fukinsei, letting campaigns have intentional rough edges, engagement tripled. See, the asymmetry made it human. See, the artisan continued. He taught me another word called Shizen. Means allowing things to be as they naturally are without forcing them into artificial shapes. Now, this isn't about being casual or careless. It's about letting your authentic capability flow without forcing it through the eyes of perfection. See, my one-day song had Shizen. It flowed naturally from experience and it was never manufactured. My one-year song was forced into what I thought was a perfect equation, the formula that it should have been. Where are you forcing yourself into artificial shapes? Where are you performing perfect leader instead of natural leader? When Sarah stopped forcing herself into the flawless executive mode and started leading with Shizen, her natural strategic thinking style, she finally saw herself as authentic, trustworthy, and real. The third principle the artisan said is breaking free from the rigid patterns everyone accepts as the way things must be. The word he taught me was Dasu. It's not rebellion, it's liberation from unnecessary constraints. My perfectionism was pure convention. Good songs take time, quality requires endless revision. But my best song broke that convention completely. In your work, what rules of perfection are you following that aren't even yours? What conventions are you trapped by that don't actually serve your goals? Now, Sarah discovered her perfectionism came from her father's rule. If it isn't perfect, it's worthless. 35 years later, she was still following an 8-year-old's understanding of excellence. When she broke free, Dasu, everything changed. Then the artisan showed me one more thing, a bowl that had been shattered and repaired with gold. My favorite, Kintsugi, he said. This bowl is more valuable now than when it was perfect. The gold in the cracks shows its history, its resilience, its transformation. And that's really when everything clicked. My one-day song succeeded because it had cracks, and it was filled with gold. My struggles, my humanity, my real experience leaking through. See, you're not hiding flaws, you're hiding gold. Every failure you've survived, it's gold. Every mistake that's taught you something, it's gold. Every time you've been broken and rebuilt, it's gold. But perfectionism tells you to hide the gold, to cover the cracks, to pretend you've never been broken. So I took these principles from the song and the artisan, and I built a map. And here's this map that I use for myself, honestly, from transforming your perfectionism into mastery. Step 1, identify where you are forcing asymmetry. Fukinsei. Ask, where am I making things artificially perfect that's killing the impact? Step 2, release artificial constraints. Shizen. Ask, what would this look like if I let it flow naturally from my real capability? Step 3, break unnecessary conventions. Dasu. Ask, what rules am I following that aren't even mine? And step 4, fill your cracks with gold. Kintsugi. Ask, how can my imperfections become my greatest value? See, Sarah applied this. First campaign, after using all 4 principles, she had 3 times the engagement, faster delivery, and honestly, over the next year, she found herself in positions of promotion. That song I wrote in a day taught me that excellence isn't about perfection, it's about life. It's not about flawless, it's about flow. It's not about hiding cracks, it's about filling them with gold. Your perfectionism isn't protecting you, it's hiding your gold. If you're ready to embrace Fukinsei and let your work breathe, if you're ready to Shizen and have natural excellence, if you're ready for Dasu and freedom from the fake rules, if you're ready to see cracks as gold, Kintsugi, this is exactly what we do in Rooted. We don't fix your perfectionism. We transform it using these exact principles. Click below. Let's turn your perfectionism into mastery. Let's turn your cracks into gold. Because potential isn't earned through perfection, it's unlocked through integration.